All right, everyone, our recording is in progress. My name is Kristy. I'm with the TC Fit team. Today we have Feel Good Fitness. So some light work, some stretching, some mobility. We've got it all for today's class. I have a mat behind me, so go ahead and grab something that you can be on the floor, you can be comfy with on the ground. We're going to go ahead and get started here shortly. Hopefully you have a mat here soon. Go ahead, take a deep breath in, raise your arms up overhead. Look up if that feels good, and go ahead, release down. Let's take one more deep breath in and release out. One more up overhead. We're going to end with our arms up overhead. Go ahead, tilt over to the right. So press your left hip away. We're peeling our top shoulder down and back. So opening up through your chest. Go ahead, inhale up, exhale over to the other side. Pressing your right hip away, bending to the left side. Good. Raise them up overhead. This time a slight back bend. So pressing your hips forward, arms stay up overhead. Waking our body up just briefly. Good. Stand up nice and normal. Cross your fingers, interlace them together. We're going to press those palms up and away from us. So stretching through the wrists. Just think you're waking up in the morning. It's a nice stretch. On your next exhale, we're going to round out through the top of the back. So go ahead, bring your arms parallel to the floor, tuck the chin to the chest. We're pressing those palms away from us, so spread your shoulder blades apart. On your next inhale, raise your arms up overhead, and exhale them back down. One more inhale up, exhale, release down. This time, go ahead and forward fold over your legs. They're bending at the hips here. Releasing through your entire upper body. So let your head, your neck, your shoulders, everything's releasing down. Slight bend in your knees. And go ahead, relax through your face. So soften your jaw, soften your eyebrows, your forehead. And enjoy the stretch in the back of the leg. For those of you just joining, welcome to class. Make sure you have a mat nearby. We're just stretching and warming up for now. So in this forward fold position, just go ahead, heel toe your feet out just a little bit wider than hip width apart. So think of a squat stance. We're still in our forward fold. We're going to plant our right hand down on the floor. We're going to inhale up with the left. So windmill your hand up, eyes follow. And go ahead, release it down the other side. Inhale, reach up with the right. Exhale it down. Inhale, reach up with the left, side to side here. As we windmill our hands and our arms up overhead. So working through our spine while we're still stretching through the back side of the legs. This is a very nice warm-up move. If you ever need a warm-up before a workout, this is a great move to do. You're working through your spine, your shoulders, your chest, your legs. Good. Give me one more each way. Stay in this forward fold, so keep your hands on the floor if they're able to reach. If they're not, let them hang in the air. We're going to walk our hands in front of our right foot. So your hands are going to be either on the floor, maybe they reach your shin. That's okay, wherever they are. We're stretching primarily in our right side of our leg this time. So as we reach for the right, stretch comes to the right. Good, let's walk our hands through the center over to the left side. So hands are on the left foot, on the floor, on your shin, wherever you can reach. And feel that stretch come into the left leg. Let's do that one more time each side. Go ahead, walk over to the right. And walk it through the center over to the left. Good, we're gonna head back over to the right. Keeping your right hand down, go ahead, inhale, lift up with the left. Almost like a little star pose here. Eyes are looking up towards the ceiling. Should feel an inner thigh stretch here. Good, release it down. Walk them through the center, over to the left foot. Inhale up with the right hand. Again, eyes follow your hand up. Inner thigh stretch on that left side. Good, release the hand down. Meet me back in the center here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward even further. From here, we're gonna drop down into a yogi squat. So just go ahead and drop your hips down to the floor. We're gonna open up through our inner thighs just a little bit more. If this is uncomfortable for you, that's okay. Just go ahead and sit into a squat form. Just go ahead and press your knees out like so. So you don't have to be all the way down, okay? Go ahead and modify, adjust as you need to. Nice deep squat, toes pointing out. Our knees are tracking with our toes. We're gonna gradually make our way down to the floor here. This feels so good. Good work. Hopefully your mat is nearby. We're just gonna go ahead and slowly lower yourself onto your mat. I'm gonna face sideways here for you. We're gonna start with our legs straight out. So we're sitting in a nice L shape. Spine's tall, roll your shoulders down and back. Toes straight up to the sky. From here, take a deep inhale up overhead. And exhale, fold over, reach for your toes here. You can round out through your back in this one. I'm not concerned with keeping your spine long. Go ahead and round it out. Gonna get into a little bit of strength here shortly. Still stretching through the back side of the legs here. You might feel this in your low back as well. Good. Roll your spine up nice and slow. Head is gonna be the last thing to come up. We're gonna lower your body down. Use your core all the way down to the floor. So inch by inch, use your core all the way down. Again, your head is the last thing to come down. I need to adjust myself on my mat here. From here, bring your feet to the floor. So both of your feet flat onto the floor. We're gonna press through our heels and head into a bridge. The core is tight, lift your hips up. Heels are pressing to the floor. We're gonna hold here. This is our first round, a pure hold. My toes come up off the floor to emphasize the press down through the heels. Hold it, hold it. Great core exercise, great low back and glute exercise here. Go ahead, slowly lower yourself down to the floor. Take a breath if you need to. When you're ready, shoot those hips right back up. Core is tight. So our second glute bridge, I'm gonna give you the option to march it out right and left. So lifting your right and your left foot up off the floor, side to side. The goal here is to keep your core tight and your hips level. So don't let those hips rock side to side as you lift up, knees side to side. Adding a little bit more of a challenge. If you are doing the knee drives, give me one more each side. If you are purely holding, you can go ahead and release your hips down to the floor. Again, take a breath or a rest if you need to. We're gonna do it one more time. Go ahead, shoot your hips up. Core is tight, squeeze through the glutes, pressing through the heels. This time, if you'd like an extra challenge, go ahead and walk your foot out baby steps at a time. So right baby step, left baby step, and bring it back in. So we're working through our hamstrings even more with this move. Out, out, in, in. If that's not working for you, that's okay. Static hold is fine. Just working a little strength, little core. You're gonna feel your legs start to heat up. If you're doing the step outs, give me one more out, one more in, and slowly release those hips down to the floor. Let's stretch through our low back and our glutes here. Keeping our knees where they are, we're just gonna drop them to the right side. So keep the feet where they are, knees drop to the right side. Keep your back on the floor. Eyes stay focusing straight up. On your next inhale, use your core, bring your knees back to the center. On the exhale, drop them over to the left side. One more time, use your inhale and your core, bring them up through the center, drop them over to the right. This feels good on the hips and the low back. Use your core, inhale, bring them up, and over to the left, last time. Great work, use your core, bring them back up to the center. We're gonna flip over a whole 180 into a tabletop position. So go ahead and float and flow however you need to get there. It's fine with me. We're gonna flip all the way over again. So in our tabletop position, our hips and our knees are stacked. Our wrists and our shoulders are stacked as well. We're gonna elongate through our spine. So imagine something pulling up through the top of your head and down through your tailbone. So in opposite directions, nice and long. From here, let's do a few cat-cows, still working through our spine. So on your inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the head. And on your exhale, chin to chest, rounding out through your upper back, spread your shoulder blades. Inhale, lifts. And exhale to round. The tops of your feet are pressing down into the mat. Good. Give me 2 more breaths, your pace. Inhaling and exhaling to arch. Good. 1 more, your pace. We're going to meet back in the neutral spine when you're ready. Good work. Let's do a few cat-cows, different leg positioning this time. So you're gonna kick your right leg out like a little kickstand, okay? So we're straightening through our right leg from the side. It looks like this. So the leg is directly out from the hip. Your foot is either flat on the floor or that inside of the foot is on the floor. From here, do a couple cat-cows. So you're already gonna feel an inner thigh stretch, but go ahead and inhale, lift the chest, drop the belly. On the exhale, round out through the back. Feel the stretch moving in your leg. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to round. We're going to do it 1 more time on this side. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to round. Good work. Let's switch to the side. Right knee to the floor. Left leg extends straight out past your hip. Same thing this side when you're ready. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale to round. Inhale to lift. And exhale to round. 1 more. Inhale, lift. Move your hips with it. And exhale. Good. Knees come right back to the floor. Roll your wrists out if you need to. They were just supporting your body for a long time. All right, let's get into some more core work. We are going to do the famous bird dog move with a little twist. Bird dogs here. Let's extend your right leg straight back from the hip. So use your glute. Keep your hips parallel to the floor. When you're ready, lift your left hand up. So opposites are parallel to the floor here. Our cores are tight. What I don't want to see is you arching through your back here. Keep your core tight. Your leg doesn't have to lift very high if it's not able to, that's fine. We're gonna hold here. We're gonna start to heat up through our arms, through our legs, glutes, core. We've got it all. Hold here. In a moment here, we're gonna windshield wiper our leg and our arm out to the side. So just like we were doing our cat-cow with that right foot out as that kickstand, you're gonna do the same thing, but keep it lifted. So when you're ready, go ahead and inhale, sweep that leg out and the arm out. Exhale it back. Inhale out. Exhale back. Inhale out. Exhale back. Some glute work here, good. Inhale up. Exhale back. Let's do it 1 more time. Inhaling out. Exhaling back, lift, keep it lifted here. Check on your core, tighten it up if you need to. We're not done on this side yet. We're gonna do a few more core moves. So on your exhales, this time you're gonna bring your right knee and your left elbow together in the center, rounding out through your back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch in the center. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch for 3. We have 2 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. 4. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch for 5. Good. We're gonna rest here for just a moment. Again, roll your right wrist out if you need to. Shake anything out. Gonna do the same thing on the other side, okay? So back to your tabletop when you're ready. Again, thinking top of your head and your tailbone are pulling in opposite directions. We're long through our spine. When you're ready, kick that left leg back. Toes point down to the floor. Hips are also parallel to the floor. Raise your right arm when you're ready. Thumb points up. Gonna hold here for a few moments before we begin that windmill action. I'm getting warm over here, that's for sure. All right, let's go ahead and add that windmill action. So go ahead, inhale, sweep it out. Exhale, bring it forward. Inhale, sweep out. Exhale, forward 2. We have 5. Inhale, out. Exhale, forward. Inhale, out. Exhale, forward for 4. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, out and hold. We're hovering over the floor. Again, check on that core. Make sure your back's not arched. Tighten it up. Pull your belly button in. And let's go ahead and do that crunch movement. So right elbow to the left knee. Go ahead. Exhale. Crunch. Inhale to extend. 1. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. 2. Down. Up. 3. 2 more. Crunch. Bring it up. And crunch. Bring it up. Good work. Go ahead and rest. Roll your wrists out. Roll your shoulders out if you need to. It's a lot of arm work there. Just stabilize yourself. Gonna head back into the tabletop when you're ready. This time we're gonna tuck our toes under. We're gonna go into a down dog position actually. So tuck the toes, lift those hips when you're ready, okay? From here you can walk your feet out side to side. So pressing those opposite heels down. As you pedal your feet and your knees. We're not here for long, so don't worry. If you're not a yoga person, that's totally fine. Think of it as just stretching. When you're ready, head into your stable, static position here. Press your heels down to the floor. Lift your tailbone up. Press your chest towards the tops of your thighs here. Your arms are strong once more. Gonna hold here for just a moment. Again, building some heat. If you have a deep bend in your knees, that's okay too. Do what feels best for you. We're only here for about 5 more seconds. And on your next inhale, we're gonna slowly roll our bodies into a tall plank position. So in this plank position, you have the option to drop to your knees here, or just keep extended long on your toes. Regardless, I want you to tuck those hips up and under, again, drawing your belly button towards your spine. Eyes are looking down in between your hands. Good work. From here, we're going to drive our right knee and step it in between our hands. So driving to step here, we're in a very low lunge position. You have the option to drop your left knee down to the floor. If your left knee is elevated, we're only here for a few seconds. We're stretching through our hips while still adding a little bit of strength here. So both of your hands planted onto the floor. Left leg's extended long behind, your left knee is resting. Good. Let's all rest your left knee down if you're not there already. We're gonna sink into our right leg here in the front. So let your hips sink down. You should feel a nice stretch in the left side of your hip, front side of your hip. And we're gonna go through a little flow here in this position. So we're gonna stretch through the left side of the hip and then the back of the right leg at the same time. So from here, we're gonna shift and walk our hands back, straightening through this front right leg. You should feel a deep hamstring stretch here. Now this is a hard one for a lot of people. Oftentimes our hamstrings and our hips are very tight. So if your knee is a little bit more bent, maybe your back's a little rounded, that's okay, we're just stretching. So whatever you look like is okay. Let's go ahead and walk our hands back up. Here's where the flow is gonna come into place. We're just gonna shift forward and backwards, taking a breath at the bottom of each pose. Forward and backwards. Front of the left hip, back of the right leg at the same time. Good. Give me one more forward and backwards. We're gonna end in our forward lunge position. When you're ready, make sure your hands are both planted firmly on the floor. Tuck your left toes under, and we're gonna shoot our right leg back into our plank position. Again, knees can be on the floor, and that's okay as well. Hold this plank however you can. Building a little bit more heat. Core is tucked, your hips are up and under. I always like to use the analogy that you're gonna go do your belt buckle, how you kind of naturally tuck your hips up and under. Same thing here. All right, let's do the same thing on the other side. Drive your left foot, step it in between your hands at the top. Option to keep your right leg or your right knee elevated for now. Otherwise, go ahead and drop your right knee if you're ready for that already and let your hips sink down. I'm gonna keep mine elevated for just a few moments longer. Good. When you're ready, let's all kneel down with that right knee onto the floor and let those hips sink down. So press into this front left leg, hips sink towards the floor. Let gravity do its job. Hands are here for support. Good, and let's shift back into our right leg, straightening through our front left leg. Hold holding here for a few moments. And let's add that flow forward and backwards, your pace. So walk those hands up as you shift forward. Stretch comes into the front right hip, and as you stretch back, comes into the back side of the left leg. Forward and backwards. Maybe you feel a difference between both of your legs here in both of these motions as we hit them side to side. And that's okay. So maybe it's easier to head backwards with this left leg forward than it was with the right leg, and that's okay. Totally normal to have those differences. We're working through them. Give me one more forward and backwards. We're gonna end forward. So with our hands framing that front left foot. From here, tuck the right toes under. This time we're gonna step our right foot up to meet the left. So at the top and bottom of your mat. Forward fold once more. Good. From here, tuck those hips under, bend through your knees. We're gonna slowly roll our bodies up to standing. We're gonna do 2 more strength moves, and then we're gonna be done. Strength and balance, I guess, at the same time. So when you're ready, we're gonna bring our arms up overhead. Go ahead, step your right foot back. So our left leg lunge here in the front. Your right heel is pressing down towards the floor. Your hands don't need to be overhead. It's just a yoga instinct for me. So we're gonna lean into this front left leg, lunging here. From here, we're gonna lift this left heel up off of the floor. So a lot of balance here. If the left heel up off of the floor isn't working, keep it planted. Otherwise, lift it up. You're gonna feel your left leg work very, very hard to keep you up. Your right heel is likely off the floor as well. And if you want the challenge of the left heel up off the floor, it's not working for you, go ahead and drop this right heel on the floor and keep the left heel up. So you're kind of turning your right foot out to the side, left foot forward. Otherwise, keep them both forward. Hold it out, hold it out. It's our last move, you guys. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step your right foot up to meet the left. Shake your left leg out if you need to. All right, last time, other side. Inhale, both arms up overhead. On the exhale, step the left foot back. Arms don't need to stay up overhead. They can be wherever's comfortable for you. Again, we're starting both feet facing forward. Press the left heel down towards the floor. Sink into your right leg. When you're ready, lift your right heel up off the floor for that challenge. My balance on this side's always worse. Again, if that's not working, go ahead and rest your right heel. We're still working the same muscles. So right heel up, and if you want to keep your right heel up with this back leg, you're having troubles with balance, drop your left heel to the floor, keep your right heel up. Lots of options here. Hold it out, don't come out of this lunge, we're almost done. Hold for 5, 4, 3, feel that calf, 2, 1. Step your left foot up to meet the right, shake your legs out. Let's do a couple more stretches before the end of class. We're almost done. Cross your right heel or ankle over your left leg here. Sit into your leg. Outer thigh, glute stretch here on this right side. If you need to grab onto something for balance, be my guest. Good, go ahead, release. Switch the side. Great movement, mobility, strength, stretch, class, and all things. Me especially. My knees are still on fire. Go ahead, stand up, release your legs. Wide stance here to stretch. You're gonna shift those hips to the left. Shift your hips to the right. Inner thigh stretch here. One more each way, to the left and to the right. We're gonna stand it up in the center, bringing your feet close together. Take an inhale for me, raise your arms up overhead. Exhale to release. One more inhale up. Go ahead, bring your arms to the right, just like the beginning of class. Press your left hip away. Peel your shoulder down and back, open up through your chest. Inhale inhale to the center, exhale over to the side. Again, peel this top right shoulder down and back. Inhale up to the center, exhale those arms down. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Class is already done, 10:25 over here. Thank you for joining us today. I put some notes in the comments if you want to take a peek there just about tomorrow's class and about our wellness week coming up. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. We've got strength at noon. I see a thumbs up. Thank you for joining, you guys.